So I want to right. I want to am I recording? Yeah. Um I want to talk about YouTube's ads thing. Um so I'm recording from my screen because I want to explain a bit. Now, YouTube has started to force ads on all YouTube users. Um so every YouTube user that's been at it. Now, I started my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel in 2007. So, for years and years and years and years, I've been making content and I've not received one penny for all my work and efforts. And it's cost me a lot of money for all the projects and building things, buying components, magnets, electronic components, 3D printing materials. I previously used to use silicon molds to make parts and everything. So I'm spending a lot, most of my life actually, until I got sick recently, and I've been laid up quite a while because I've had problems with my eyesight. It's been really bad actually. Um, I've spent a hell of a lot. I've given basically my soul to try to make content for YouTube, and then you get this. You go to try to earn some money, and YouTube says, um, I've only got 686 subscribers, and it says I need to have. Um, they've changed um, the actual requirements recently, but it's still ridiculous because every YouTube creator that's out there, everybody that's making videos, should get paid something for their efforts, because at the end of the day, we can't just keep creating content and not receiving nothing for our trouble. And then we're bombarded with advertisements to try to make money for themselves. So YouTube's making money out of everybody else's content. But the actual creators who are creating this content, which is making YouTube uh, financially secure, or secure, more secure than what we are. So some of these requirements are just completely out of my range. I mean, it says here I need either 3,000 public watch hours, or I need um, 3 million. Yeah, you got it right. 3 million uh, public short views uh, in order to qualify to earn some money, basically. Now, YouTube content is, uh, generally speaking, YouTube wants content creators to be unique, right? Now, if everybody is creating content which is pretty much the same thing, I mean, cat videos, for example, let's just use that as an example. If every YouTube user out there was doing cat videos, I think we'd all get bored silly, and it's not unique because it's pretty much the same thing. Therefore, you would basically be asking YouTube creators not to be unique by doing that, because cat videos are pretty much all the same. However, there are channels like mine which are extremely unique in certain ways, because what I do is my creation. I create, I invent new designs, I build models, and I publish my content on YouTube. And I don't get a penny. So there are people like me. I'm not alone. There's lots of other people like me I'm not saying they're the same as me, but they're all doing their own thing. They're all creating their own stuff, and you can't compare it to cat videos because one person's creativity is not the same as another person's creativity. Creativity is by definition unique because when you create something that only you can create in your particular inventive mind, then it therefore it is unique. It is your creation. It is no one else's creation. But are we rewarded for our creativity, our uniqueness? No. I would say no, we're not, because YouTube recently asked me to fill in a questionnaire, and I was filling this questionnaire in, and I got so far through it, and I just gave up in the end, and I just closed the tab down because it just started to get ridiculous. They were asking the same kind of questions again and again, and they were trying to. It was like trick questions, and I just thought this is just ridiculous because I'm getting confused now. I am totally confused. The questions don't make any sense to me because they're asking me things which I thought I'd already answered. So it became extremely fuzzy. So I just decided not to bother with the questionnaires. So the questionnaires themselves are very, um, I don't know what the word is, obtrusive, invasive types of questions that were basically not really, as far as I was concerned, beneficial to YouTube, other than the fact that they were basically acting big boss to me and questioning me and trying to get into my psyche or something or whatever. But even I don't understand my psyche fully because the creativity is about feeling, intuition. It's about guidance. I mean, I might think one thing one day, I might come up with some ideas one day, and the next day I might dismiss it and say, no, that's not the right way to do it, and I might come up with a completely different way of doing something. So the way my mind works is not the same as other people. They get fixated on one particular thing and they just stick with that, and that's it. And there's a lot of channels like that who you can watch lots of channels and they seem to be stuck in limbo, like in a vicious circle, basically. I'm not accusing anyone, not getting at anyone. It's just the way they do things. Some people just like to do things in a certain way, and if it's their way, that's their way. And so, I mean, looking at this, right, the way things are going, after since 2007, I am not going to be able to achieve monetization before I'm dead. Basically, I'm 64 this Sunday, so by the time I get to monetization, I'll be dead probably. Because some of these, you see, you've got to remember something else. People don't always know what's good for them. So there are people out there who might not search who might be interested in what I do, but they don't know how to search for it. They don't know the terminology. They don't know the words. Like, how do you search for something you don't know exists? So if let's say you're electronics person like myself, and you know the terminology. So I create the proper terminology and the proper wording to do with what I'm building. But somebody who's interested in the scientific part of invention, they won't know the terminology, so they'll put in the wrong words to search for what I'm doing, basically. So they will never find me. So there are people who might like watching the X-Files, for example. And X-Files is about scientific, weird, strange phenomena and everything else. So you could say my research, the work I do is kind of mysterious, unexplained phenomena to the average person who doesn't understand what to search for, if you understand what I'm getting at. So they could search for something like X-Files or strange machines or mysterious things, but they'll come up with all the wrong websites, the wrong YouTube content. They won't find me. So I'm basically shooting myself in the foot by doing what I'm doing, because I'm trying to help people find alternative energy, try to save energy, to find new types of generation, power generation. But the average Joe doesn't even know what a generator is. Some, especially women or females, they might not understand that. There's a woman who has a channel who recently described an excavator, which is the proper term for it, as a digger. And a digger could be a man with a shovel, right? So a digger could be a man with a shovel, but she used the terminology digger for an excavator, which is a machine which digs trenches and moves earth and everything else. So that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. People don't know what to search for. They use the wrong terminology. So this is the biggest problem with YouTube content these days, is the fact that people often uh, don't know what's good for them. So let's see if I can. Uh, can I? Oh, that's the top menu. So it says here, continue to grow. Well, the recommendations that I see from all of this content on YouTube that gives me advice doesn't apply to my content. Um, so. I'll probably never get there. You know, I'm seeing this window twice. So anyway, that's my rant basically, and the fact that YouTube wants me to watch ads is irrelevant as well, because the problem with that is I can't afford to spend my money on things that I don't want, and most of the time they're showing me ads for things I'm not interested in, and even if I was interested in them, I don't have spare cash to buy those things. I need cash to buy things for the projects that I'm working on, and um, they don't understand the way my mind works. YouTube doesn't understand me, right? So to try to force me to watch advertisements um, is really just shooting themselves in the foot. One or two of my friends have said to me, I'm just going to go to another channel. I'm just not going to bother with YouTube anymore because of these flipping ads. I'm just going to go to a different platform, right? So YouTube doesn't understand what the needs are of the average viewer. So all they're doing basically is, make sure this is still going. All they're doing basically is driving people away. They're not helping support people to make content. They're actually driving people away because people don't want to see ads. There are people who want to see ads, who have the money, who like to spend the money, but then there's the other group of people who don't have the money to spend in the first place. So what's the point in showing ads to them? All you're doing is just creating more anxiety. All you're doing is making people feel more frustrated and anxious because they're seeing stuff that they like or they don't like, and they can't afford it either way. So it's not benefiting anybody. Um, it's actually more detrimental to YouTube because all it does is drive people to another platform, and because where people can go and feel more confident, more at home, without being force fed things which they don't want to see. Because that's what it is. It's force feeding people. That is my perspective on it. And if you don't understand that, I'm sorry, but that's just the way I think. And obviously, everybody else has a different way of thinking about things and a different understanding, a different needs, different requirements, different. Yeah, we're all different basically, and I think there's a certain amount of sameness to this, where they want everybody to be the same. Well, that's not going to happen. There are, if you want unique content, you can't have people that are all the same. It's a contradiction. Um, if everybody was the same, you wouldn't have unique content. And if you want unique content, then you, by definition, you require everybody to be different. Thanks for watching.